Part 32. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 311. The ancient bronze box has been passed down to more than 10 generations of Flame Lords. Is there really a secret? Thinking about the indestructible nature of the box, Yanzu was instantly dumbfounded. Damn it, I lost all my blood. Yanzu almost jumped, but he pretended to be beeping, and he had to finish it with tears in his eyes. Lu Yu, keep a low profile. Lord Yan coughed. There was nothing I could do. The more excited Lu Yu was, the more his heart ached. Lu Yu also reacted after hearing Lord Yan's words. I was indeed too happy. Master Yan, these are 10 star cores. Lu Yu handed over a box. Please accept it. Lu Yu looked serious. When Lord Yan heard this, he felt slightly relieved. At least, I'm not too bloody. Master Yan, don't refuse. Compared to that big thing, these 10 star cores are really too few. Lu Yu lowered his voice. The moment Yanzu heard this, his eyes darkened and he almost fainted. What a bloody loss. Chapter 0240. The heartbreakingly good Lan only has 100,000 star cores. The Flame Lord didn't even know how to return to the Star Palace or how to comfort himself. I'm not at a loss, I'm not at a loss. When Lu Yu is prosperous, I, Blue Star, are prosperous. But, I'm really curious about what's inside. Everyone understands, I understand you, Uncle, Lu Yu. Yanzu's eyes were dull and he lay on the sofa. Outside, Lu Yu was already drinking with Zhou Qi and his group. Boy Lu, my guy is coming soon. I'll let you know when the time comes. You won't be able to escape with the money. Zhou Qi took a sip of wine and laughed. Lu Yu nodded after hearing this. Don't worry, this is essential. I am simply inhumane right now. With a God-given star as my backup, what do I want that I don't want to be given? If you don't do it well, you rush back now. Lan and the God-given queen will have to be together. Ahem, I thought wrongly. Lu Yu straightened his mind. Zhou Qi and all the Blue Star executives looked at Lan with amazement. What a beautiful little girl. Lu Yu, when it comes to flirting with girls, I still obey you. Zhou Qi gave a thumbs up. The other senior executives instantly smiled. In this regard, Lu Yu looked calm. Tease. Flirting does not exist. After all, the personality charm is too great. Alas, there is no way. After gathering with a group of senior federal officials, Lu Yu said goodbye again. I'm going to the #1 martial arts school to see Principal Lin. See you later. You better not go, kid. You don't know that during the time you left, those little bastards from the first martial arts school were in trouble. The boys laughed so hard that their teeth fell out, and the girls, were stained. Zhou Qi had a surprised expression on his face. Lu Yu smiled and thought of Ntien. I haven't seen Sister Ntien for a long time. Let's go back and have a look. After making up his mind, Lu Yu took Lan and headed towards the first martial arts school again. Lan sat on the aircraft with a confused expression. God, where are we going? Go to my alma mater, would you mind having a younger sister? Lu Yu looked at Lan with a smile. The girl Ian's picturesque face instantly gained a touch of crimson. If God is happy, Lan doesn't care. Look at this, it's so good. Lu Yu felt distressed. After pinching Ian's little face, Lu Yu stopped the aircraft at the gate of the first martial arts school. In front of the #1 martial arts school, it was during the recess period and people were coming and going. As soon as Lu Yu appeared, he attracted a lot of attention almost instantly. The boy who was chatting and laughing with his girlfriend was stunned on the spot. Why is this guy digging a hole back? Not good. As expected, those girls' eyes instantly became crazy. But before they could shout a few more times, Lan walked out of the aircraft. Wearing a long moon-white dress, her face is as beautiful as a painting, almost dreamlike in beauty. Especially those pair of curious and gorgeous eyes are even more eye-catching. So beautiful. At this moment, everyone has only one thought in their hearts. The boy gasped instantly. Sorry. How did this guy find such a beautiful girl? The damn juicy cabbage is gone. But at the same time, they were relieved. It's okay, this guy found such a beautiful girl. Girls from your own school should be worried, right? What made everyone confused was that a group of girls surrounded him the next moment. Lu Shen. You are back. Ah, Lu Shen, I miss you so much. Lu Shen, you are so awesome. I don't know how many girls are shouting. In this regard, Lu Yu kept a smile that was just right. Don't be too enthusiastic. Aloof, aloof. Lan stood beside Lu Yu with a quiet smile on his face, feeling a little happy inside. God is indeed God, attracting everyone's attention wherever he goes. As Lu Yu walked into the school, more and more people were attracted. In just a moment, the entire number 1 martial arts school knew the news of Lu Yu's return. I don't know how many people rushed there. Lu Yu and Lan walked among the crowd, still looking for Tian's direction. However, Lu Yu suddenly saw someone he hadn't seen for a long time. Lu Yu, long time no see. Long time no see, Mei Xian, your figure is getting better and better. Lu Yu looked at Mei Xian, and the smile on his face suddenly brightened. Mei Xian immediately grinned at her teeth. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 312. This guy, his words are full of hidden meanings. Lu Yu has not forgotten what Mei Xian said at the beginning. You can do whatever you want. Do whatever you like. Just when Lu Yu was smiling, Tian rushed over. Lu Shen. Tian's excited face flushed, and she waved at Lu Yu. Tian was wearing a pink JK today, a short skirt and white socks, which made her look particularly pretty. Lu Yu smiled at her. Long time no see Tian. Yeah, long time no see, I miss you so much, Lu Shen. Tian smiled sweetly. Although she saw Lan, she did not feel jealous. Such a beautiful girl, of course, should accompany Lu Shen. As for Tian, Lu Yu pinched her little face. At this time, Lin Shui also rushed over. Lu Yu. Her tone was a little surprised. I really didn't expect that Lu Yu would come back. Lu Yu saw Lin Shui coming and walked over. Principal Lin. Yes, you are now in the Takumi realm, right? Lin Shui could easily see Lu Yu's realm. As soon as this was said, there was an exclamation from the side. This is the Takumi realm. You know, when Lu Yu entered school, he was only in the Banshan realm. It has only been a short time, and he has directly reached the Takumi realm. And, I am afraid that he has broken the limit of Banshan in the Takumi realm. This guy is a pervert. I am broken. Brothers, your mentality is broken. A large group of boys wailed instantly. We were originally in the same school, why is the gap so big now that we dare not even think about it? Playing with snakes. The girls cheered for Lu Yu excitedly. Lu Shen is invincible. The movement around made Lu Yu sigh. Sure enough, my alma mater is still the best. This kind of sincere feeling can't be experienced outside. Look at those boys gritting their teeth but can't do anything to me. It's really cute. And the girls, this is awesome. Lu Yu waved his hand, and 100 star cores appeared in his hand. Principal Lin, these star cores are my donation to my classmates. When Lin Shui saw these star cores, her brain was stunned for a moment. She had seen star cores before, but she had never seen 100 star cores appear at the same time. This is probably worth 1,000,000 top-grade source crystals. Lu Yu, don't use it. Lin Shui's words shocked the people of the first martial arts schools around them again. Worth 1,000,000 top-grade source crystals. Hiss. Everyone looked at Lu Yu, and there was something wrong. If Lu Yu was a super genius before, now, I'm afraid he has to be called a super rich man. 1,000,000 top-grade source crystals. Even the federal government doesn't dare to allocate this much. Hearing Lin Shui's refusal, Lu Yu shook his head. It's okay, Principal Lin, I barely have 100,000 star cores on me now, it's nothing. Lu Yu's words made the surroundings fall into silence. Even Lin Shui was silent. For some reason, she suddenly wanted to beat up Lu Yu. Barely. 100,000 star cores? Not much. Chapter 0241 The charisma is too great, the terminally ill Lord Yan. Lin Shui actually wanted to say. You kid must have robbed the interstellar bank, and now you are talking so tough. Taking a deep breath, Lin Shui was no longer polite to Lu Yu. I will set up a foundation in your name with this resource. It's up to you, Principal Lin. If you don't have enough resources in the future, you can come to me, Lu Yu said with a smile. There is no such thing as insufficient resources. The resources robbed from the Guantian star domain are of little use to me. But piling them up on Blue Star can forcibly pile up the foundation. This is also what Lu Yu is happy to see. Don't everyone say that Blue Star is a poor and remote place, and my appearance is an accident? Today I will forcibly turn the poor and remote place into a high-level planet. I envy you to death. After talking to Lin Shui and others, Lu Yu was about to leave again. Lu Shen. And Tian said softly, looking at Lu Yu nervously. Seeing this, Lu Yu smiled. What's wrong? If you have anything to say, just say it directly. He guessed that this girl probably wanted to do something. But she was a little afraid of Lan next to her. The girl Lan also smiled happily. Sister and Tian, it's okay. Well, Lu Shen, can you hug me? I don't know if I can see you next time. And Tian mustered up the courage to look at Lu Yu. Hearing this, Lu Yu hugged Tian directly. Now it's okay. Feeling Tian's soft body trembling slightly, Lu Yu patted her back. Tian smiled happily, and then kissed Lu Yu on the side of his face. Lu Shen, you have to work hard, I'm always watching you on Blue Star. Don't worry, I will work hard. Lu Yu nodded seriously. Then, he looked at Mei Xin. Do you want to come? I don't want to. Mei Xin pouted. Seeing this, Lu Yu turned around and was about to leave. But at this time, Mei Xin was anxious again. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 313. Give me a hug. She hugged Lu Yu. Lu Yu couldn't help but dig deep in his heart. This girl is really talented. I can hardly stand it anymore. You have to work hard, you are the hope of our Yuanwu city. Mei Xin's charming face was flushed with shame. Seeing this, Lu Yu nodded seriously and slapped her butt without leaving any trace. Well, my daughter still feels so good. You. Let's go. Lu Yu waved his hand and was about to leave. When all the girls saw that Lu Yu was leaving again, they reluctantly said goodbye. Lu Yu naturally nodded. Seeing this, all the boys sighed and waved goodbye. They didn't know whether they were lucky or sad to be in the same era as Lu Yu. Fortunately, one person can be witnessed rising like a meteor and sweeping everything. Sadly, even if this guy leaves, the girl from the first martial arts school still has no chance. It can be summed up in 2 words. My balls hurt. Lu Yu walked out of the first martial arts school and sat back on the aircraft. He held Ian's hand with a calm expression, which made the girl blush instantly. God, there are a lot of people here. Lu Yu. He now seriously suspected that this girl was thinking about shameful things. Weren't you jealous just now? Lu Yu asked casually. Don't be jealous, it's normal for God to be welcomed. The girl Lan blinked her eyes and looked very happy. This made Lu Yu feel even more guilty. Alas, the charisma of her personality is so strong that I can't even suppress her. Ashamed, ashamed. Lu Yu sighed as he returned to the federal headquarters. Master Zhou, let's go. Lu Yu said hello. I was planning to consolidate my foundation in Blue Star before, but now I think about it, maybe it would be better to go to Godsend Star. The equipment there should be very complete. Zhou Qi and many other senior officials nodded when they heard this. Boy Lu, see you next time. If you don't come to the full moon wine, Zhou Qi smiled. Other senior executives also said goodbye to Lu Yu. Lu Yu nodded and then came to the Star Palace. Fire Lord, are you there? Is something wrong? Lord Yan's feeble voice came out. Lu Yu pushed open the door and took a look. Good guy. After not seeing him for several hours, Yanzu looked as if he was terminally ill, his eyes were lifeless. It's not Flame Lord, what's wrong with you? I didn't do anything. It's just that the more I thought about it, the more anxious I became. Anxiety. Lu Yu nodded in agreement. I am also anxious now. The future is unpredictable and everything is in chaos. Lu Yu sighed. Indeed, the Great Wall has been broken, the gods have dissipated, and even the heavens have collapsed. The future is indeed worrying. Yanzu originally just said a casual word, but when he saw Lu Yu's serious expression, he felt like he had been stabbed twice more. In my heart, I became more and more certain. There is definitely a big secret inside that box. But, I don't know. Well, that matter involves too much, so I won't say more. I'm going to continue thinking about ways to break the situation. Flame Lord waved his hand. He didn't want to see Lu Yu for a second now, and he always suspected that this kid was pretending to be fake. Look, you don't know, do you want to know? Lu Yu's expression was extremely emotional when he heard Master Yan's words. That's all thanks to Master Yan. I've already figured out the next plan. Flame Lord. With a wave of his hand, Lu Yu went directly outside. Good guy, are you in such a hurry? Lu Yu didn't take it seriously and took Lan on the chariot again. See you later, Mr. Lu. Zhou Qi looked at Lu Yu and smiled. This kid Lu Yu is awesome. Elder Hungfei surrendered and stopped talking, and kidnapped a beautiful girl. I'm so envious. Under this gaze, Lu Yu returned to Yuanwu City. Brother, you are finally back. Lu Ling rushed over and hugged Lu Yu tightly. Lu Yu didn't say much and took out 4 bottles of divine substances. Last time I had 5 bottles left, 1 bottle was kept, and the other 4 bottles were just right for Xiaoling. What is this, brother? Good stuff, you'll know when you drink it, Lu Yu said. He is still very relieved about divine substances. Especially since Lu Ling is now suspected to have the blood of the gods, the effect will be better after drinking it. When Lu Ling heard Lu Yu's words, he looked at the sexual substance and his expression became happy. Brother, be nice to me and give me a kiss. Seeing Lu Ling's pouty mouth, Lu Yu smiled disdainfully, took out a fried dough stick and stuffed it in. Lu Ling's mouth was blocked by the fried dough sticks and she was speechless. Lu Yu touched her head. Okay, brother, let's go. I'll see you next time. Brother, next time you lie to me, I will find a boyfriend to piss you off. Lu Ling pulled out the dough stick and hummed. When Lu Yu heard this, the corner of his mouth twitched, but he still left. Watching the chariot go across the sky, Lu Ling held her chin and sat on the windowsill with her white calves dangling. Brother left again. When will he be back next time? No, I want to become stronger quickly. Chapter 0242 There is no end to learning, matching of men and women. In the starry sky, the treasure chariot was rapidly cantilevering towards the hunter. Lu Yu, however, asked about the enrollment of the Galaxy Mansion. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 314. Lan, which races will participate in the Galaxy Palace competition? The girl Lan heard Lu Yu ask this question, thought for a while, and answered quickly. This time, the enrollment is for the entire Milky Way, and the scale is much larger than before. Any genius under the age of 25 and in the Takumai realm is eligible to apply. Lu Yu nodded when he heard this. If that's the case, the scale this time will probably be quite large. However, it shouldn't be surprisingly large. After all, the rules of the competition are that life and death are at your own risk, and it will attract a large number of top geniuses. In addition, the number of enrollment places is limited, and it will most likely be a bloody meat grinder, which will discourage a large number of geniuses. The remaining number of applicants, Lu Yu still can't estimate it. There is no way, the Milky Way is too big, and no one knows how many applicants there will be. Tell me, are there any geniuses worth noting? Genius worth noting, Lan fell into deep thought. Her profile is very serious, and on her delicate face, her long eyelashes flutter from time to time, which is very beautiful. God, I thought of it. The girl Lan looked up happily, and then she saw Lu Yu's eyes. God. Ian's face blushed. Lu Yu coughed slightly. You continue. For business, Lu Yu is still ranked first. Lan nodded. If you want to pay attention, it should be the top 5 races. These races, headed by the Bai clan ranked first, are all very powerful. As for the top geniuses in the clan, their realm should generally be above the 5th level of Takumai, and the limits they break when practicing Qi and moving mountains are very scary. They are all cultivated as inheritors. The blood in them is also not simple. Of course, compared with you, God, these are nothing. The girl Lan smiled happily. God wants to go to the Galaxy Mansion assessment with me, then God will definitely sweep everything. Lu Yu heard Ian's words, touched her head, and thought in his heart. As Lan said, the general realm is above the 5th level of Takumai, and the limits they break are very high. I don't know, how does it compare to me? Lu Yu smiled and asked the system. System, is my Galaxy Mansion enrollment stable this time? Host, be confident. How can a small Milky Way be your goal? The system's words made Lu Yu quite satisfied. Of course, this also seems to be a rainbow fart. So, speak more normally. Host, it is detected that your chance of winning the first place is 100%. Of course, if you want to win more handsomely, it is recommended to upgrade to the 6th level of Takumai realm. The voice of the system made Lu Yu think. How handsome can you win if you upgrade to the 6th level of Takumai realm? Have you ever stepped on an ant? It's probably that feeling. Lu Yu, degree. Originally, Lu Yu felt that his ability to pretend was unfathomable. Until now, when he heard the system's words. Learn. It's too damn deep. Learning never ends. The goal is set, before enrollment, the realm is upgraded to the 6th level of Takumai realm. Then, go step on ants. Lu Yu felt very happy. Lan saw the scene and lay on Lu Yu. God, you seem very happy. Of course. God is happy, Lan is happy. The girl Lan laughed happily. This made Lu Yu sigh even more. This is great. Imagine that when he stepped on ants, Lan would cheer him up from behind. There will be thousands of geniuses kneeling on the ground who were impressed by his personality charm. Chew, 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 wonderful. Lu Yu was in a very good mood, and under such circumstances, he arrived at Orion College. After returning to Orion College, Lu Yu went to find Mu Qing as soon as possible. In the cabin, Lu Yu saw Mu Qing. Dean Mu. You are finally back, I just have something to tell you. When Mu Qing saw Lu Yu coming back, he laughed immediately. Lu Yu nodded. Is it about the enrollment of the Galaxy Mansion? How did you know? Mu Qing was obviously surprised. Lu Yu was calm about this. I know it from the God-given star. Mu Qing then noticed Lan standing outside. Hello, Dean Mu. Lan smiled at Mu Qing. Mu Qing also laughed when she heard it. Hello, Princess God-given. Mu Qing still had a good impression of Princess God-given. But she really couldn't figure it out. What is the relationship between Lu Yu and Princess God-given? Let me tell you, this time, our Orion Academy also received the notice. We discussed it together. Others will not go. It's useless to go. Lu Yu, we support you to go, but your personal opinion. Mu Qing looked at Lu Yu. Of course Lu Yu nodded. Don't worry, Dean Mu, I will fight on behalf of Orion Academy. That's good, do you need any supplies? Needed supplies? Lu Yu raised his eyebrows. Really not. The resources he has invested in himself are huge. Now he just needs to polish the foundation. No need, Dean Mu. Well, that's good. I have negotiated with Yingxian Academy. They are going to send Ziying. You should know her, right? She will go there. When the time comes, you two should cooperate well. Mu Qing smiled. Ziying. Hearing this, Lu Yu smiled brightly. Last time, he said he wanted to meet this girl. Well, let's go to the Galaxy Mansion to meet directly. I don't know how the girl has developed after not seeing her for a while. How is your relationship with Ziying? Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 315. Very deep. Deep. Mu Qing's pretty face turned slightly red. That's good. Enrollment will start in 15 days. You two should cooperate well then. I know this. It's not tiring to work with men and women together. Lu Yu looked serious. This made Mu Qing feel more and more that something was wrong. It's just, I can't put it into words. Dean Mu, I won't bother you anymore. I still need the God-given star now. I will start from there directly. Well, that's fine too. Come on. Mu Qing smiled. Lu Yu nodded, left the wooden house, and went straight back to his palace. I haven't seen the little loli for a while. I miss her a little. The main thing is, ahem, I want to give her fried dough sticks. Lu Yu happily pushed open the door, and then saw the little loli who was sticking her butt out, twisting around, and not knowing what to do. Because the little girl's skirt was too short, Lu Yu could even see. Chapter 0243 Lu Yu's fried dough sticks were so delicious, his sinful hands. Lu Yu even saw something he shouldn't have seen. Ah! Lu Yu, you're back. The little girl heard the door open, looked back, and when she saw Lu Yu, a look of surprise appeared in her green eyes. Without any hesitation, she ran over and hugged Lu Yu. Well, Lu Yu missed you so much. Do you want to eat the big fried dough sticks I made? Lu Yu had a weird look on his face, and the little girl was immediately happy when she heard it. Lu Yu, do you want to give me the big fried dough sticks? Give it to me. You must give it to me. Lu Yu threw out a few energy bars without saying anything, and then fried another pot of fried dough sticks. Woo woo woo, Lu Yu, you are so great. The little girl was eating the fried dough sticks, so excited that her two little legs swayed back and forth, kicking Lu Yu from time to time. Sister Lan, you should eat it too, It's delicious. The little girl picked up a fried dough stick and stuffed it into Ian's mouth. Lan was too embarrassed to refuse, so she took a small bite, and then her expression was also pleasantly surprised. It's really delicious. Looking at the two girls eating their own fried dough sticks, Lu Yu felt very satisfied in his heart. For a chef, is there anything more important than others' recognition of his cooking skills? Alas, I am really an ordinary, cooking genius. I was happy in my heart, and at this moment. Outside the door, a blush suddenly appeared. Little brother Lu Yu, sister is here to see you. Hong Fei's figure appeared at the door, and a pair of eyes looked at Lu Yu with watery eyes. Lu Yu's originally happy smile froze on his face. Damn it! Why is this female devil here? The news leaked. Lu Yu cried out in his heart that it was not good, but on the surface, he was still calm and composed. It's Sister Hong Fei, why are you here? Let's eat fried dough sticks together. The fried dough sticks on the table are not tasty at all. Hong Fei smiled. Lu Yu couldn't help but jump when he heard it. Not good. The one who came here is not friendly. Lu Yu was a little anxious. If Hong Fei forced him, he would not be able to find a place to reason. That Sister Hong Fei, what is the matter with you coming here today? Lu Yu forced himself to be calm. Hong Fei glanced at her, suddenly walked over, and leaned over to Lu Yu's ear. What did you say before, is it true or false? Hong Fei itself is not small in scale, and now Lu Yu feels even more pressured. Ahem, that must be true. For you, I have already applied for the Galaxy Palace. Even if you are the genius of the entire Milky Way, so what? I, Lu Yu, will eventually sweep everything. If you say that you will achieve the return to the origin in 50 years, you must achieve the return to the origin in 50 years. A gentleman's word is as good as a horse, Lu Yu said with a firm face. Hong Fei heard the words, and her charming face was a little dazed. Serious? It must be serious. Lu Yu nodded. Little brother, sister likes men like you who dare to do and take responsibility. Hong Fei laughed, and a touch of spring breeze suddenly appeared in front of Lu Yu. Lu Yu rolled his Adam's apple unconvincingly, but considering the nature of Hong Fei, the female devil, he wanted to say, what do you like about me? I will change. But Lu Yu was afraid that Hong Fei would rape him directly on the spot, so he held back. Hong Fei noticed Lu Yu's gaze and couldn't help laughing. Her hand was placed on the clothes in front of her body. Then, he pulled it down. Damn! It's so big. Does it look good? Hong Fei looked at Lu Yu with a smile. Lu Yu quickly retracted his gaze. Yes, Elder Hong Fei is so beautiful, she will definitely find a good family. So you don't like me? A pair of scissors appeared in Hong Fei's hand. This almost made Lu Yu run away on the spot. This is, well prepared. Actually, I still like it very much. Hong Fei, the charming maturity and charm in you deeply attracted me. Lu Yu looked affectionate. Hong Fei snorted coldly. You are smart, remember what you said. After that, Hong Fei turned and left. Lu Yu looked at the slender back and breathed a sigh of relief. If Hong Fei was as well behaved as Lan, actually, I wouldn't mind. After all, it's too big. Which man can resist this kind of temptation? The problem is, I can only lie down and enjoy it passively. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu. Chapter 316. This is not good. In conclusion, Sister Lan is still the best. God, are you okay? Lan said worriedly. The little loli smiled. Sister Lan, you are too worried. Lu Yu fights Elder Hongfei for 300 rounds every day. Lu Yu. He is a little suspicious now. Hongfei, was it called by the little loli? Dola La, tell me the truth, did you call Elder Hongfei? Ah. The little loli looked flustered. Lu Yu jumped up and down when he saw it. If you don't tell the truth, you will never have snacks again. No, Lu Yu, I was wrong. The little loli half knelt on the ground and hugged Lu Yu's thighs, with a pitiful expression on her face. Elder Hongfei said that I will inform her when you come back. If you two continue to fight, you will definitely give me a lot of snacks if you are happy. Lu Yu. Forget it, don't do this next time, understand? Lu Yu pinched the little loli's face, and the little loli burst into tears and laughed. I knew you were the best, Lu Yu. Smack. The little loli kissed Lu Yu on the face, then sat back and continued to eat the fried dough sticks happily. This made Lu Yu sigh with emotion. Great. The little loli was trained, and she could be kidnapped as long as she had snacks. After a while, Lu Yu was ready to leave. Dora La, these are the snacks for you. Is it enough for a month? Lu Yu waved his hand, and a pile of snacks fell out instantly. The little loli was so happy to see this. Lu Yu, I love you so much. In return, I will fight you for 300 rounds in the future. The little loli licked the energy bar and stretched out her little feet and said happily. Lu Yu was more satisfied when he heard this. Then see you later. Okay, Lu Yu, I will cheer you on. The little loli looked serious. Lu Yu nodded, got on the treasure chariot, and went to the God-given star with Lan. After he left, many senior leaders of Orion Academy also gathered in the cabin. What do you think Lu Yu can get in this competition? Mu Qing sat in the first seat. When the others heard this question, their expressions were hesitant. I'm not sure about this. Those major clans have all sent people out, and it seems that there are also people from many ancient planets. That's true. I asked around. Now almost most planets have sent out their own geniuses above the Takumai realm. The requirements for the Galaxy Mansion's enrollment this time are much stricter than before. Many senior leaders shook their heads. They didn't know in their hearts. If it were in the past, they would definitely believe that Lu Yu could be selected. But now, the scale of the Galaxy Mansion's enrollment this time is indeed scary. It is open to the entire Milky Way. As long as you meet the standards, you can participate. And it is said that the purpose of enrollment is not simple. This has attracted countless races to participate. No one knows what kind of freaks exist among them. Hongfei was also sitting among them. Hearing these words, she shook her head. Lu Yu will definitely be fine. Everyone looked at Hongfei. Everyone knows about Hongfei and Lu Yu. Looking at this, could it be true? Mu Qing coughed. Don't worry too much, Lu Yu has a good relationship with the God-given star, and he should get a lot of resources there. Indeed. Many senior executives nodded after hearing this. There is nothing they can do about it. To participate in the competition, they must continue to participate. The resources of the entire universe are distributed in a pyramid, and only by going up can they get better resources. The resources of Orion Academy are too few for Lu Yu. He needs a wider sky. On the treasure chariot, Lu Yu was thinking about how to arrange the next time, but Lan suddenly pulled his hand. God! The girl blushed. Lu Yu came back to his senses and looked around. No one? The right time. The right place. The right people. All together. Lu Yu stretched out his sinful hands. Chapter 0244, Put it in your mouth, and the fat water will not flow to outsiders. Inside the treasure chariot, the confrontation was fierce. God, don't do it. It's no good, God, can I admit defeat? No. I'm really going to give up. The voice of the girl Lan was particularly pleasant. In the end, under Lu Yu's artillery, he was directly defeated. Ah, God, I lost. Lan was a little depressed. This was the third time. Seeing this, Lu Yu was very proud. What could be more enjoyable than playing 2 games of chess with a beautiful woman? Just kill them all. It's almost here. Let's stop here today. Lu Yu smiled. Seeing this, the girl Lan breathed a sigh of relief. God, you are so powerful. I can't hold on any longer. Hee, back then, I was invincible in the park and was known as the Uncle Terminator. Lu Yu was very proud. In that community, he was famous for playing chess. Playing chess with one hand and opening the chess app with the other. The top AI was on the line, and all the uncles within a radius of 10 miles were scared to tears by him. If Lu Yu hadn't been afraid that some old man might get angry and make him sick, his status would have probably been raised to a higher level. Ah, the loneliness is so great. Lu Yu waved his hand and looked at the God-given star in the distance. Although the God-given treasure carriage had not yet entered the God-given star, it had already attracted the attention of the God-given star. God, is it back again? The God-given queen was extremely excited. The same was true for many of the God-given star's high-level officials. As the treasure carriage came across the sky, Lu Yu brought Lan down. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 317. God. Many top executives of God-given stars knelt down. Lu Yu waved his hand. Do you, God-given star, have a martial arts studio or something like that? Lu Yu asked. My plans for the rest of this period are quite clear. Polish the foundation and absorb the power of faith. Then polish the foundation and continue to absorb the power of faith until you are promoted to the 6th level of Takumai. By the way, it's time to practice and refine the divine martial arts skills that I got from the system and the semi-divine martial skills that I got from the God-given star. The God-sent queen nodded quickly after hearing Lu Yu's words. There are gods, do you want to use them now? We need to use it now. Lu Yu nodded and looked at Lan. Lan, you should also be preparing to break through to the Takumai realm, right? Yes, God. Lan nodded. Lu Yu smiled. Come with me. Ian's eyes were obviously extremely surprised, and then he nodded happily. Thank you, God. Many of the higher UPS of the God-given stars, and even the God-given queen, are a little envious. Can cultivate with God. This is something that the slaves never dare to think about. As for the training venue, Queen Godsend quickly prepared it. It is a martial arts studio that covers an area of several kilometers. At this moment, there were only Lu Yu and the girl Lan in the martial arts room. God, how do we start? Lan looked at Lu Yu expectantly. In this regard, Lu Yu didn't say much, and a bottle of divine substance appeared in his hand. System, can Lan absorb divine substances? It meets certain conditions, but it requires the host's assistance for refining the system's voice answered quickly. In response, Lu Yu nodded. As his own slave, Lan screams at each other every day and is so good, so of course Lu Yu will not be stingy. After consuming replication points to copy a bottle of divine substance, Lu Yu owned 2 bottles of divine substance. One of the bottles of divine substances is used for storage. I am now almost saturated with the divine substances, but I am not sure whether I will need it in the future, so it is always right to keep 1 bottle. Lan, there may be some pain next, so be prepared. Lu Yu looked at Lan and spoke. Lan looked at the bottle of divine substance emitting colorful light in Lu Yu's hand and shook his head. God, this must be very precious. We can't use it on Lan. Ian's words made Lu Yu feel happy inside. Listen, it's so good that it makes my heart ache. It's okay, I still have it. The divine substance can help you increase your mountain moving limit. When the time comes, you can also help me when you enroll in the school. But God. Open your mouth. Lu Yu interrupted Lan. When the girl Lan saw this, she just nodded and opened her cherry mouth slightly. When Lu Yu saw that small mouth, for some reason, his heart. Be careful not to let it leak out. Yes, yes, God. Lan nodded. Lu Yu no longer hesitated and poured the vial directly into Ian's mouth. The next moment, the divine substance was slowly poured into Ian's mouth. Boom. Colorful rays of light burst out, Ian's face turned red and his body was trembling. God, I feel so uncomfortable. I feel like I'm on fire. Ian's eyes were filled with mist and his body was trembling. Obviously, the divine substance that was delicious to Lu Yu was very overbearing to Lan. After all, this kind of thing was not prepared for other races in the first place. Just prepared for the gods. Seeing this, Lu Yu suddenly pressed Ian's shoulder with one hand. The next moment, golden energy and blood burst out. Lan was already in pain due to the destruction of the divine substance, but now Lu Yu's energy and blood exploded, and she fell into Lu Yu's arms uncontrollably. God. Lan looked pained. Lu Yu calmly controlled the golden energy and blood to enter Ian's body to refine the divine substance. As the golden energy and blood entered, Lan suddenly felt that the original burning pain disappeared, replaced by an extremely warm feeling. The divine substance is being decomposed by the golden blood, turning into pure energy that spreads all over Ian's body, as if it is washing something. Lan couldn't help but let out a sigh, which made Lu Yu look strange. This expression, coupled with this voice. No, now is the time to get down to business, no distractions. Lu Yu took a deep breath and continued to assist Lan in refining the divine substance. A large amount of divine substances were refined and turned into pure energy that poured into Ian's body. Lu Yu could sense that Ian's mountain moving limit was constantly being raised. 900,000 kilograms. 1 million kilograms. 1.1 million kilograms. In the end, the value stayed here. Lu Yu looked at the blushing Lan in his arms, feeling a little unfinished. Can the system still be used? Host, the divine material slave has reached its limit after using one bottle. Alright. System's words made Lu Yu give up this idea. How does it feel? He looked at Lan. The girl's gorgeous eyes were blurred, as if she was immersed in that feeling and couldn't extricate herself. God, it feels so comfortable. Lan smiled happily. When Lu Yu heard this, he immediately became happy. I've been so good to you, aren't you ready to repay me? Ah! Ian's pretty face suddenly blushed, and then she kissed her. Lan, of course God can do whatever he wants. Wonderful. Lu Yu was quite satisfied when he heard this. This bottle of divine substance is worth it. And it seems that after the baptism of the divine substance, Ian's appearance has reached a higher level, and her temperament has changed a lot. This made Lu Yu say that it was very good. Not bad, the fat water does not flow to the fields of outsiders. Chapter 0245 Training Robots, Extreme Strength. The fat water does not flow to the fields of outsiders. Lu Yu was happy. Okay, you should hurry up to break through to the Takumai realm now. I need to practice now, Lu Yu said. His task is still very arduous. In half a month, he was promoted from the 3rd level of Takumai to the 6th level of Takumai. And he had to use 2 martial arts until he was proficient. When Lan heard Lu Yu's words, he reluctantly let go of his arm. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 318. God, come on. Good. The girl Lan left here. She wanted to break through to the Tuohei realm, and obviously she couldn't break through here. She had to break through in a quiet environment where the power of the star source was sufficient. As Lan left, Lu Yu looked at the entire martial arts room. Yes, it's big. You should practice martial arts well. Arriving in front of a huge machine, Lu Yu looked at the robot with an interesting expression. This robot is considered a training robot and will be adjusted according to the strength of the trainer. The lowest is to move mountains, the highest is to understand the mysteries. In this regard, Lu Yu is also curious, what level can his current strength reach? In the past, when he was at the limit of moving mountains, he could kill Takumi at the 5th level. So what about the current Takumi? Without any hesitation, Lu Yu gave instructions to the robot. Training realm, 1st level of Tongxian. It has been detected that the trainer's level is the 3rd level of Takumi. It may be extremely dangerous to cross the 1st level of Tongxian. Do you confirm the execution? A flash of light flashed in the robot's eyes. Lu Yu nodded. Confirm execution. Starting up, the energy source is loading, current state, Tongxian 1st level. The machine started up, and light appeared all over its body. It looked at Lu Yu. Lu Yu didn't waste any words and punched out directly. This punch was a full-strength punch after using the Kaishin fist. The power instantly exceeded 10 million kilograms. Boom! The robot raised its hand and tried to block Lu Yu's punch, but it was blown away. However, the robot's advantage lies in its extremely fast response. It regained its balance just in the air. After landing, the aircraft started directly behind it and punched Lu Yu. When Lu Yu saw it, he was immediately happy. Just right. In fact, when he just used the Kaishin fist, Lu Yu was just using his ultimate strength. Lu Yu had no use for any of the other amplifying powers. Violent Blood. Golden Holy Light. Grandmaster level boxing proficiency. Waiting for a series of amplifying powers, Lu Yu used them without reservation at this moment. He now has too many trump cards and abilities, so to speak. When Lu Yu usually fought against other geniuses, he never used his full strength at all. Because, all those people were lying on the ground before they were used. Facing Tongxuan's 1st level training robot, Lu Yu could say that his physical strength had reached its peak at this moment. The moment the punch came out, Lu Yu himself didn't even know how powerful the punch was. The space seemed to be torn apart by Lu Yu's punch, and the air was compressed to the extreme in a 10,000th of a second, making a roaring sound. Then, it landed on the training robot. Boom! The training robot didn't even arrive for a moment. The steel monster, which was more than 10 meters high, flew out in an instant and turned into a piece of parts in mid-air and disintegrated. Diddy. The power is being tested, diddy. The actual realm is the 3rd level of Tongxian. The trainer cheated and maliciously destroyed the training robot. The robot's head fell to the ground, the light in its eyes flickered, and a mechanical sound came out. This sound made Lu Yu vomit blood more or less. What is cheating? Can you please make it clear? In the Godsend Palace, the Godsend Queen was discussing with many senior officials of the Godsend clan about the enrollment of the Galaxy Palace. At this time, a God-gifted tribesman suddenly broke in. Queen, yes, someone destroyed the training robot. The Godsend Queen looked at the Godsend clansman with doubts. Why do you need to ask me about this kind of thing? She looked puzzled. It's normal for a robot to break down. Why did it come all the way? The God-gifted tribesman knelt on the ground and said with awe. The queen was destroyed by God. God used the strength of the 3rd level of Takumi realm to destroy the training robot of the 1st level of Tongxian. As soon as these words came out, the entire palace fell silent for an instant. Takumi's 3rd level destroyed the training robot of Tongxuan's 1st level. In the past, when the God-gifted queen heard this, she would have been scolding this tribesman for making something wrong. What a joke! The whole body of the training robot is made of special metal, and it does not feel any pain and remains awake at all times. The actual combat power is almost comparable to the 2nd level Tongxian. This is almost a battle across a huge realm. Which genius can be so perverted? But after hearing that it was God who did it, the God-given queen regained her composure. Step up and continue to send some training robots to God. All damaged facilities must be replaced as soon as possible. Do you understand? God gave the queen the word. Although she didn't know why God wanted to participate in this kind of enrollment, since it was God's decision, the God-gifted clan must support it unconditionally. That tribesman left again, and everyone in the palace looked at the God-given queen. The God-given queen had an expression of awe on her face. If God participates in this Galaxy Mansion recruitment, it seems that the other big clans will be in dire straits. It's going to be miserable. It's going to be miserable. All the top leaders of the God-given clan smiled knowingly. At the same time they were happy inside. Lan can accompany Shen to participate, which shows that God attaches great importance to Lan. This is an honor bestowed upon us by God. In the martial arts room, Lu Yu was still punching wildly. After one robot was scrapped, Lu Yu looked directly at the other one. This time, the realm Lu Yu requested was the second level of Tongxian realm. 10 minutes later, the battle was resolved. Looking at the pieces on the ground, Lu Yu looked at the last robot. Third level of Tongxian realm. Ding ding. Executing the command. The next moment, the robot moved and rushed straight towards Lu Yu. Lu Yu countered with a punch, and this time, he finally found a sense of even strength. Time passed by every second. 3 hours later, Lu Yu finally won with a slight advantage, and a punch fell on the robot's chest. Boom! In an instant, the chest guard that was originally pierced by Lu Yu was completely blown up. The whole robot was bright from front to back. Looking at the fallen training robot, Lu Yu waved his hand. He was also injured now, but the injury was not serious. Roughly, Lu Yu could estimate his own strength. It should be around the third level of Tongxian, the top. After all, in actual combat, warriors cannot be as cunning as robots. And the martial arts used by robots are not too high grade. And the martial arts skills of those geniuses must be extraordinary. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu. Chapter 319. To be conservative, Lu Yu felt that it would be most stable for him to jump to the second level of Tongxian. As for beating those geniuses below Tongxian, is this difficult? Lu Yu felt comfortable and let out a sigh of relief. I glanced at the sky outside and saw that it was already dark on the God-given star. Compared to the blue star, the God-given star is a little brighter at night. Lu Yu could even see, in the sky, the refracted light of space cities passing by. There is also a space city in Blue Star. But because of the star beasts, the number of space cities is quite small. After all, star beasts can also enter space, and space cities are too sophisticated to be destroyed by star beasts. This is also the reason why the development of Blue Star has been restricted. Wiping his sweat, Lu Yu was about to go out to rest for a while when he saw Lan. God. Chapter 0246. The fifth level of Takumai, the magic of Tianxiao Fist. God. Lan held a bottle of water and looked at Lu Yu with a happy smile. Lu Yu felt it. Yo, I've broken through to the Takumai realm. It's very fast. Lu Yu complimented casually, and Ian's face became a little shy. It's all God's work. Damn it. This is so comfortable to hear. Lu Yu took a sip of water, took Lan for a casual walk around God's gift city, and then returned to the martial arts room. In the martial arts training room, all the facilities are brand new. Good. Lu Yu smiled and began to practice again. This time, Lu Yu made a bold attempt to adjust the training robot to the fourth level of Tongxian. Naturally, Lu Yu was beaten badly as a result, but as time went by, Lu Yu gradually became even with the training robot. It has to be said that in this high-pressure situation where the combat power is higher than his own, Lu Yu can feel that his understanding of laws and combat skills is improving rapidly. It's good that I have Yuan Realm combat skills and rules to use, but there are very few situations where I can actually use them. Against the enemy, you can basically use one move in seconds, or use the power of your blood to increase your attack range. Rarely used. And now, this is undoubtedly polishing one's own most basic strength. Moreover, Lu Yu also discovered the wonderful use of divine talent. The system has never explained this innate ability to itself before. Lu Yu simply thought that he could absorb resources quickly. Now it seems that it is not that simple. Every time the training robot takes action, it is almost as if he can predict it in advance and can quickly train the robot to take action in one step. This is also the reason why Lu Yu can tie with the training robot, and even occasionally gain a small advantage. How wonderful! Lu Yu could feel that the role of divine talent was definitely more than that. It's just that I haven't felt it yet. In this case, the night passed quickly. Early the next morning, Lu Yu threw his last punch. His whole body was covered in sweat and stained in many places. The training robot even broke a leg and was struggling on the ground with a flashing red light. Phew! It feels almost done now. Lu Yu let out a sigh of relief and ended the training. After practicing this night, he felt uncomfortable. However, efforts and gains are directly proportional. I don't know if others are better than Lu Yu, but at least I have gained a lot. Now, the whole person is different from the sharp-edged person before, but appears to be restrained. Only a pair of eyes are magical and shining with golden light. Lan looked at Lu Yu and couldn't help being surprised. God, are you okay? She looked at Lu Yu's injuries with some worry. Lu Yu shook his head, activated the source of wood, and recovered from his injuries in a moment. How amazing! Ian's eyes sparkled. Lu Yu smiled calmly. There is something even more magical, do you want to see it? Something more magical, Lan looked at Lu Yu with a puzzled look, but soon she thought of something and her face turned slightly red. God! What are you thinking about? I'm going to continue. Yeah, God, I won't disturb you anymore, I'm going to practice too. Lan mustered up the courage to hug Lu Yu, then left with a blushing face. Lu Yu looked at Ian's back. After calming down for a while, he continued to practice. The foundation has been consolidated, now it is natural to absorb the power of faith. After all, the system has said that the power of faith is purer than the star core, and it can be absorbed by itself extremely quickly. As Lu Yu stimulated his blood, the next moment, the entire God-given star once again erupted with the power of faith that was extremely bright. In the temples, above the statues enshrined, golden light soared into the sky, heading in the direction of Lu Yu. The entire God-given star can feel that kind of throbbing pressure. The Queen of the Gods even led a group of senior officials of the gods to kneel down in the direction of Lu Yu. Under the infusion of the power of faith, Lu Yu's cultivation level is also growing rapidly. In just a moment, Lu Yu's cultivation level reached the 4th level of Takumai. After reaching the 4th level of Takumai, Lu Yu did not hesitate, paused his absorption, and continued to polish his foundation. 10 days passed slowly. During these 7 days, Lu Yu did 2 things every day. Polish the foundation and absorb the power of faith. His realm also reached the 5th level of Takumai. Day 10. Lu Yu let out a sigh of relief after smashing the Tongxian 4th level training robot in front of him with one punch. Takumai's 5th level has also stabilized. Lu Yu did not rush to absorb the power of faith, but gave instructions to the system. System, all the techniques of the 9 sky-shattering spears can be taught to me. Good host. Following the indoctrination of the system, a picture appeared in front of Lu Yu's eyes again. A man holds a gun and fights among thousands of troops. His killing intent sweeps across everything. Along with the scrolls, there are also a lot of insights and true texts. Lu Yu regained his clarity after being in a trance for a moment. There was some surprise in his eyes. The system is awesome. Not only was the true text taught, but also the insights were given as well? Bullshit. Lu Yu originally thought that he would have to practice for a few more days, but now that he has gained insights, his speed suddenly increased. With the addition of divine talent and his understanding, Lu Yu's understanding of the 9 spears of breaking the sky has been further deepened. In just one day, I was already able to do it freely. This marksmanship is quite interesting. I wonder what it would be like to write the complete chapter. Lu Yu thought. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Shui. Chapter 320. This incomplete skill only has 6 gun techniques, and the remaining 3 guns with stronger power have disappeared. And with only these 6 guns, Lu Yu is confident that he can beat himself who uses Jingyun gun technique. Although it is an incomplete skill, it is also amazing enough. Nodding with satisfaction, Lu Yu took out a piece of silver white metal paper from his space wrist again. This is naturally the semi-god level boxing in the God-given clan library. There are only true texts, no perception, etc. However, for Lu Yu, who has the talent of the gods, once they enter his mind, these true texts are all decomposed and the true meaning is explained independently. Even in Lu Yu's mind, there can be pictures that emerge, breaking down each move. This is definitely something that I never dared to think about before. After 2 hours of perception, Lu Yu stood up. Tianxiao fist? Interesting, interesting. Lu Yu's eyes were slightly surprised. For some reason, he felt that this boxing fits him very well. Although he was only at the demigod level, his bloodline revived on its own during the process of his enlightenment. Without any hesitation, Lu Yu punched out. Boom. As Lu Yu punched out, the force gauge that could withstand the 4th level of Tongxian realm exploded directly. At the moment when Lu Yu punched out, all the golden blood in his body was mobilized to the extreme. It seemed to be condensed in one punch, without any waste, to achieve such an effect. Extraordinary. Lu Yu was surprised. He had some guesses. This martial art was probably given by the god of the God-given clan. Otherwise, how to explain why he used this martial art so freely? There was no sense of dullness. It was natural. It was comfortable. He practiced boxing all night again. The next morning, Lu Yu could feel it. This boxing method should have been perfected, and he just had to wait for actual combat. According to the time, it's time to break through to the 6th level of Takumai. Lu Yu took a deep breath and sat down on the spot. Afterwards, countless powers of faith came to him. Chapter 0247 Suppress everything, I want to influence them. A huge amount of power of faith was absorbed by Lu Yu. At this moment, his realm began to rise again. An hour later, with the boiling of golden blood, Lu Yu entered the 6th level of Takumai. Finally here. For some reason, Lu Yu felt that after entering the 6th level of Takumai, his whole body seemed to have undergone a qualitative transformation. Although his combat power was not strengthened on the surface, the various skills and application of laws had already reached a higher level after more than 10 days of tempering. System, open the personal panel. Host, Lu Yu. Realm, 6th level of Takumai realm. Bloodline, 35% unlocking degree, 2nd stage. Physique, 105% unlocking degree. Copying points, 3200, arbitrary copying times, 9. Talent, divine talent. Superpowers, divine tree dharma body, supernatural wood system, condensed void, supernatural space system, underworld, supernatural dark system, ice star, Supernatural Ice System, Hongyang, SSS Fire System, Blood Rage, SSS Blood System, Wood Source Power, SSS Wood System, Split Void, SS Space System, Shadow, SS Dark System, Windwing Slash, SS Wind System, Forest Power, SS-level, Wood, Rainstorm Ice Needle, SS-level Ice. Power, 12.5 million kilograms. Speed, 2s. Nerve Reaction, Divine. Martial Arts, Skybreaking 9 Spears, Divine Martial Arts, Sky Fist, Demigod Martial Arts. Mountain Opening Fist, Xian Level Middle Grade, Power Increase 260%, Upgradable, Proficiency Grandmaster. Jingyuan Spear Technique, Xian Level Middle Grade, Power Increase 220%, Attack Speed Increase 60%, Proficiency Grandmaster. Weapons, Bronze Ancient Sword, Unknown, Shenxiao Mirror, Unknown, Red Lightning Spear, Extraordinary, Moonlight Sword, SSS level. Lu Yu looked at the data and was quite satisfied. Basic strength, he has reached 12.5 million kilograms. This number is absolutely shocking. Because, the value of ordinary Takumai Realm 6th level is probably at most 1 million. This is also because Lu Yu broke the limit all the way. This is also why the limit is called the upper limit of a warrior. The higher the realm, the greater the advantage when breaking the limit. Later on, it was normal for the basic value of those who broke the limit to be more than 10 times that of those who did not break the limit. Of course, Lu Yu was one of the freaks. He only broke the limit twice, and the value reached such an exaggerated level. The power is so much, but my speed. Lu Yu looked at the panel and hesitated. Logically, his speed should have exceeded the speed of light long ago. Why not? The law has been clamped. The system's answer was quite simple. This made Lu Yu frown slightly, but he didn't think too much. There is no need for such a thing as superluminal speed. The speed of ordinary warriors is enough. If they really want to cross the starry sky, they basically choose to take a spaceship. Or those with strong strength can tear the space directly. It is much faster than running directly with a pair of legs. Without thinking too much, Lu Yu asked confidently. System, I have reached the 6th level of Takumai, is there any problem? Host, your posture of taking the first place will be more handsome than you think. The system's voice just happened to sound, which made Lu Yu feel dizzy when he walked. Not bad. He has learned to flatter himself. Humph, this genius has already reached the 6th level of Takumai. Galaxy Palace enrollment, all suppressed. Lu Yu was satisfied. He glanced at the time. Well, there is only 1 day left before the start. He walked out of the martial arts studio. There were no people outside, so Lu Yu simply went to the God-given palace. In the God-given palace, many God-given clan leaders gathered, including Lan. They were originally discussing the Galaxy Palace, and now Lu Yu came in, which immediately made everyone quiet and look in awe. God, you are here. Lan walked over happily. Seeing this, Lu Yu nodded and looked at the God-given queen. Is the current situation clear? Lu Yu asked. What he was more concerned about was how many candidates there were for the Galaxy Palace enrollment this time. Among them, are there any people worth noting? The God-given queen heard Lu Yu's words and said quickly. God, the situation is now almost clear. The top 50 races in the entire galaxy will send a genius.